In this video, I'm going to take you on a walk around the campground that I've been at for, 2.5 weeks at this point, almost 3, whatever it's been. And I'll share with you what my plans are. You can see that my window is no longer covered in black plastic. Now it's covered in Eternabond tape on the outside. And on the inside, same thing, and a piece of wood wedged into the frame crosswise, glued and taped over, so that hopefully the glass will stay in. Spoiler alert, 4 to 6 weeks before I'm going to get a replacement window, and I'm not coming back to Texas to have it done. So there's that. So I'm leaving. And finally, stay tuned to the end after I tell you on my morning walk what's going on. We went out and explored the Arboretum and had a lovely hike here at the East Texas Arboretum. So check it out. And, like, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff. Thanks so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Let's take a little walk around the park this morning. We're going to be getting out of here before long, leaving tomorrow morning. Which by the time you see this, of course, means that I'll already be gone. So, taking a look at my white window. I'm going to take you with me while we walk around the park. Say good morning to Kit. Kit. Say hi to the people. So, here's what's going on. If you hadn't seen my previous video, well, 2 previous videos, starting with the one in which I got the solar and lithium batteries installed, which was awesome. I'll try and remember to link that here. And then continuing with the update a few days ago on the window situation, we have news. So here's the deal. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks to get the window, and it needs a whole window replacement. You can't just get a piece of glass. And I've already been here almost 2 weeks longer than I intended to be from the very beginning, so I'm pretty much ready to leave. I've got a couple of events I want to get to, and I want to get out west. So when we found out that it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks to get the window, I thought about it, and I thought, well, I can come back. We had talked about that. Go do my events and then come back. But because of the distance involved, that's a huge increase in fuel cost for me. Come on, Kit, let's go this way. Hey. Let's go this way, strut and stuff. Like over $1,000. And that's just not in my budget right now. So that wasn't really an option for me to go and come back. I could stay here, and it's a nice park, as you can see, but I don't really want to do that either. And another issue with the go and come back option is that, we're talking about mid-late November, and the weather can start getting pretty dicey coming this far east in Texas. So, don't want to do that either. And so, what you doing, Kit? He likes to do a lot of sniffing when we first start walking. And so, I'm thinking about it. So I called a company in Quartzsite. And I talked to the owner there, and I'm not going to name the company until the work gets done. Explained to him what the situation was and asked him how comfortable he felt with swapping out my window. And he said, oh yeah, we do that kind of stuff all the time. And I kind of jokingly said, and ensuring that it won't leak. He said, yeah. Okay, good. So there was that. And he was also fine working with the park owner here to get paid, so I don't even have to pay for it and wait to get reimbursed myself. So that's all good. And when the park owner came over a couple days ago to talk to me about the options, I said, well, I've been doing a little research this afternoon, and I think I may have a solution. So I told him what I'd come up with, and he thought that was a great idea. So he got his facilities manager and the guy who was wielding the weed eater that caused the damage to begin with came over yesterday, and that white that you saw on the outside is basically Eternabond tape, and they taped up the whole window on the outside, taped it up on the inside, and then they put a piece of wood wedged across the window on the inside and glued and taped that to the rest of the Eternabond tape. So we think I'm going to be fine going down the road. We hope I'm going to be fine going down the road. There's somebody else out walking their dogs this morning. So we, thanks for marking, Kit. So we just had the encounter with the two dogs over there. This is the second time we've tried to have them say hi, and one of her dogs just growls and lunges at Kit, so he's not a fan. Anyway, in my last video, I put up a thumbnail that said lemonade or sour grapes. And my whole point is that I really believe in making the best out of whatever your situation is. And, being willing to accept that we may not always get what we want, but we get what we need. Which song was that? Beatles, I think. Trying to get the leash back on the right side. Kit does not stay on the same side when we're walking unless I force him to. And I'd like to let him just, kind of meander a bit, sniff stuff, see what's going on. We're going to see if we can scare up the geese today. And I do mean that literally. There's a flock of about at least 2 dozen geese that don't migrate. They just live here year-round. And then there's a flock of about 12 ducks that lives here as well. I guess it's not a flock, it's a gaggle, isn't it? I think that's right. So this is one of 3 ponds. There's another one, this is the middle one. There's another one down at the end of this copse of trees. And then there's another one down toward the entrance. They do a great job of maintaining this park. And it's attached to the National RV Training Academy. Come on, Kit. So most of the people that are staying here either came to get solar and lithium installed, like I did, or they came to take classes at the National RV Training Academy and the National RV Inspectors Academy. And I have 2 separate friends, one of whom has attended both courses, and actually they both have attended both of the courses. So that's kind of cool. And let's see what else we got going on today. So what's coming up next? Well, what's coming up next is I get to leave tomorrow. Yay! And the first thing I'm going to do is go to Livingston, Texas, and pick up my mail. I use Escapees RV Club mail forwarding service for my mail handling, and I've been doing that for almost a year. And so far, I've only had to have mail shipped twice, because I don't get much mail that I actually physically need to get. But I knew I was going to be in this area, and what I had hoped to be able to do was spend some time volunteering at the Escapees RV Club care facility. We coming? Why don't you lead? Yeah. You like my strut? I like yours too. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I wanted to volunteer at the care facility, which, if you don't know about that, is an option for RVers that are not able to be on the road by themselves. And they do a couple of different things. One of the possible uses is for recovery from surgery. So it may just be kind of a short-term thing. And then there's also, you live in your own rig, they'll come in and clean for you. And I think they'll even bring you meals and take you to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. And I'm considering it as a possibility for when I am no longer able to be on the road and continue traveling. I think it might be a good alternative to having to go back to a sticks and bricks, which I kind of don't have any desire to do at this point. So, I guess that's where Johnny lives. He works in the office mostly. But that's going to be my first stop. Actually, it's not going to be my first stop. It's going to be... My first stop is going to be in Palestine at Discount Tire again, because the last time I went, they ended up taking off 2 of my valve stem extenders because they would not make a decent seal on the valve stem, so my tires were leaking all the time. My big concern right now is that those tires are underinflated and I can't reach them to inflate them. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad, because I think the Discount Tire is almost an hour away before I can get there. So what happened was I was in someplace, can't remember where now, when they did that, and the guy says, "Oh yeah, we can order new valve stem extenders for you. We don't have them in stock, and they'll be here in like 4 days." I said, "Yeah, I won't." I think it was over on the Blue Ridge Parkway then. So the solution was to take the offending ones off, and so we did. I'm not seeing the geese. Ah, there they are. There's the geese, all the way on the other side. They might be someplace else by the time we get over there, we'll see. So this is the back side of the big red schoolhouse. We'll kind of get a quarter angle view of it a little bit better, because this is really not the attractive side. It's where they've got all the leftover parts and stuff kind of piled up in the back. But everybody that's come to the school seems to think it's a really good value, and I've been super happy to be able to take advantage of a couple of the techs. And so, I mean, here's the thing, right? Anybody can call themselves a mobile RV tech, but this is also a certification program that, gets a specific amount of recognition as a result. So that's why a lot of guys come here. And I've had 2 different guys, in addition to the solar guys, work on my rig while I've been here, and they've both been excellent. But isn't it a lovely, lovely place to be? I mean, again, lemonade out of lemons. If I'm going to be stuck someplace against my will, so to speak, for a couple of weeks, this has really been a great experience overall. But I can tell you, I'm more than ready to get back on the road. There's the sign. Big Red Schoolhouse and Community Center. Pretty busy highway out here. Alright, here's the geese. Kit likes to lunge at him, but I keep telling him not to do it because they're bigger than he is. Pick on somebody your own size. That's what I say. Alright, we're going to stop in at the office so I can say goodbye to them. Oh, and the reason I'm leaving tomorrow instead of today, since I'm all taped up, is they said 24 hours for the construction glue to dry. And so I'm going to wait for that to dry completely today before I take off in the morning. Well, the park that I'm staying at has been gracious enough to lend me a pickup truck, and I've used it to run errands. But it didn't occur to me to actually go do any exploring until today, and I'm leaving tomorrow. But that's okay. So here we are at the East Texas Arboretum. And it's a private, nonprofit organization. And they've got quite an extensive layout. I already know I'm going to miss part of it, because in order to access it, you have to go over an suspension bridge. And I'm not going to do that. I already know I'm not going to do that. So we're gonna walk around here and check it out. And the first thing we're gonna go take a look at is the Wofford House over here and the Veterans Wall. So here's the Wofford House coming into view. It was moved from its original location and it's been completely restored. But we can't go inside, but she said we can look inside of it. And look at all the Halloween decorations out and about. That's pretty nice. And there's the Veterans Memorial way out there. That's the Henderson County, Texas Veterans Memorial. I just wanted to get Kit's leash unwound from me. So let's see what we can see. I love old houses like this with the great big columns and the big gallery porches. And we've got a breezeway. This is pretty cool. Let's see if we can look inside. Yes, we can. So this looks like it would have been the parlor. And it's an interesting layout because, we've got like the parlor room here, and then whatever this is over here, which is, this is a bedroom. And there's a nursery in the back corner back there. There's also a cradle in here. And then steps that go up. There's probably more sleeping upstairs. And that's quite the breezeway. I'm getting quite the breeze. Here's a look inside. This is the room that was back behind the bedroom. Lots of toys and stuff. And they've got this set up as a parlor or living room as well. The scarecrow in the garden just scared me. I'll show you in a moment. And then this way, Kit. What's this? This must be the kitchen. Dining room, and then kitchen in the back. Okay, so here's the garden area, right? And I caught a glimpse of the scarecrow, which, because it's breezy, was flapping its arm, and that was a bit of a surprise. And the Veterans Memorial goes all the way back to the Civil War. So that's pretty cool. They got more gardens over there. Two-stall family milking barn was built around 1890 by Edwin Payne Sant Miller, and was located at 705 East College Street in Athens. The barn was donated to the Arboretum by Janice Miller and dedicated June 15th, 2008. And the barn has been restored. So here's kind of what this looks like. Pretty cool. Well, this is the Henderson County Jail, circa 1890. So, heavy steel mesh, open to the elements. We've got keyholes here, upper and lower. And yeah, I mean, basically you get a bucket in the corner and a steel building that would probably be really hot in the winter, or sorry, in the summer, and really cold in the winter. That's my guess. This is House of Cocoa, established December 2nd, 1998. So this one's pretty new. I guess it was a playhouse. How cute is this? It's got kid-sized chairs and kid-sized chairs. What do you think, Kit? The furniture's all your size. Cute. So we came from that direction, and as you can see, we're no longer on the paved trail. We're actually on a trail with lots of tree roots and stuff. And we could have turned to the left down there and headed back to the office, but we chose to head toward the bog, whatever that turns out to be. Now, when I think of an arboretum, I usually think of deliberately planted plants that have been identified. And so far I haven't seen any identification. Oh, well, here's a permanent seat. I don't see any water right now. We did cross a bridge a little ways back over a pretty muddy looking creek. He likes to sniff a lot of things. Well, here's the suspension bridge. It's 115 feet long. Doesn't look like it's too terribly high, but I know me. Anything that is moving while I'm on it, especially if I'm like more than a couple of feet off the ground, yeah, not for me. Not for me. So we're gonna turn around and we're gonna head back up this way, which frankly will be about the size hike that I want here, because I have a couple other things planned this afternoon for us to go look at. And we already had a pretty long walk this morning at the RV park. I keep trying to get Kit to lead. He doesn't want to do it. Yeah, no kidding. I actually did almost trip once, but I've been looking down more than I would prefer just to make sure I'm not tripping. Like, here's a pretty good trip hazard right here. Yeah, right there. I'll step over it. Beautiful area. Totally worth the visit. Oh, and I think I said it's $5 for seniors. Sorry, $4 for seniors, $5 for adults. And I think it said students and children were also $4. So totally worth it for a visit. No idea what the annual membership is if you're a nearby resident. It would be totally worth doing just to have some cool trails to walk. All right, well, we still get to cross a bridge, but at least this one's not moving. And it may seem silly to many of you, but I'm not going to look over the edge. I'm just looking straight ahead to where I get to exit the bridge. And we are almost back to where we came in, I think. And so basically, we did this backwards from the, I think, intended direction. So this was Cravy's Crossing. Oh, and they have nature trail brochures. It's the Willow Branch is what we crossed on Cravy's Crossing. And then, yeah, we're basically back up to the visitor center again. Very nice.